Hello and welcome to Edupedia World. So now let's take a look at just a fun little thing we can do with animation. So here we just animated the transform options for this one layer, but we can actually use null objects to make some even more interesting animations. So let's make a new composition, call this animation with null objects. There we go. Animation with null objects. Let's just create this animation. Control Y to make a solid, and Control Shift Alt Y to make a null object. This is a null object, and it has the same. If we press AA, or where is it? Just open up here. You can see it actually has the same transform options as our box has. And that means we can change the we can animate the position. Let's try and do that very quickly. And the null object will move. A null object, as I told you in the introduction series, it is transparent. It only stores position, rotation, all that stuff. There's nothing to be shown from a null object. But we can use this null object with the help of some other null objects. Let's just make maybe 3 null objects to do a very cool animation. So let's call this the shoulder. I think this is how it's spelled. And then the elbow, I actually don't know how it's spelled. Don't mind that. I will just call them 1, 2, 3, and then 1 will be the base. This will be the next. So I will try and explain what I'm doing. I will move this off just a bit, and then this other one, I'll move that up just a little bit. Maybe move this up a little bit more. And then we want to create a hierarchy. Move this up a bit more. Actually, it's fine right here. Yep. We want to create a hierarchy. So this first one, we want that to be the parent of the second one. So parent. The second one has to have the parent of the first one, and then this third one has to have the parent this second one, and then our box will have the third one as its parent. So what can we do with this? If we change the rotation, you can see the first one rotates everything with it. And if I rotate maybe the second one, it will rotate the third and the box with it. If I rotate the third, it will only rotate the box. My idea is to go into all these and turn on the rotation, and then maybe go to 5 seconds and just add a random amount of rotation to each of them, and this will give us a very interesting effect. Let's preview it. There we go. So people might say, how in the world did you do this? If they actually ask how it's done, then please link them to me. No, I'm just kidding. But We can also make these move the other direction. This may make it look even more random. Let's preview this again. We have to make it even more, so let's make it maybe -3, -4. Now this looks really weird. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just changing these rotation values and until I get something that I think looks cool. Maybe make this positive once again. It's just so random. Because they are rotating each other. So the first one is just rotating in the middle. You can see it's just rotating. And then because the second one, which is this one, is a parent of the first one. You can see this one is the second. It will move around this point, so this point will move exactly around this point. As you can see, it's actually doing that exactly, but it's also rotating around its own origin. Its origin is here. The first one's origin is there, so it's rotating around, and then it's also rotating around this one. This is its own origin. It's hard to explain. And then the third, which is this one right out here, is also rotating around this guy's origin. Oh, sorry, around this guy's origin. So this is rotating around this null object with this as its center. Bam. And then the box here is rotating around this as its center. And by just randomizing these rotations, we get a very interesting animation. See, whoa, what is going on? It looks so weird. Let's just try and randomize this a bit more. Turn this down. Turn this up a bit. And oh, here's the problem. I of course have to be at this position. Sorry, at the last position in order to change this properly. If you do it in the middle, it will add a keyframe, but we don't want to add any keyframe, just want to edit the originals. And there we go. This is a very weird animation. In my opinion, it looks pretty cool because of how random it is. We can also try and change the position of this. So as you can see here in the beginning, the position is as this, and it will actually stay like that, because this position is relative to this guy's position, and as you can see, they actually stay the same. But if we maybe move the position here in the end, we move this guy over here. See, we can maybe add a bit more craziness. We can just move this around as we like, and it will. You can see the path that it's creating. Let's say this is enough. We only add a bit of randomness by doing this. It's not that much, but as you can see, it's pretty cool. Let's maybe duplicate this box and then parent this to the second one, move it off and scale it so we can differentiate them, and then go into the rotation and change this to something positive. You can see we have two boxes that just rotate around. This is a pretty random animation. well, it's just animation, you know. We can also export this if we wanted to, but this is just to give you guys some inspiration of how you can use null objects with animation. And as you can see, we came up with something very cool.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Stay tuned for more videos.